There's piranha out here. You saw some? Were you kidding us, Gilbert?
No, it's right there.
That's a piranha?
That's a piranha right there.
Oh my goodness.
So you can swim with them, no problem.
Oh, really?
You go ahead.
Got a bad rap. Just like a pit bull.
Is he dead? Is he dead? Is he dead or alive?
His eyes are clean. His eyes.
According to many different ancient mystery schools from different parts of the world, in a prior time, man was different than today. The standard at that time would be called superhuman today. Some might call this a reference to man's loss of paradise through his expulsion from the garden. In the lore of the ancient Caucasus, which we hear through the tales of the Sufi brotherhoods of that area, this prior Superman lived in a liberated state with fully functioning psychic powers and a completely pure and fully functioning psychic body. In the Shaivite tradition of Kashmir, in northern India, we are told of the divine man Shiva, who lived atop Mount Kailas and first taught yoga. The Egyptian mystery schools command that same perspective of the superhuman with fantastic abilities. Knowledge from that school filtered throughout Europe and the Middle East at a formative cultural level, invisible to the eye of the common historian. Some who know say that ballet is a corrupted form of transformative dance from these schools. The family of gods of all the ancient mythologies may be said to map the archetypes of that prior man, the Greek, the Hindu, and the Egyptian, as well as the other ancient cultures. Originate in the dim history of mankind as we think of it, and have been held and passed down through secret mystery schools to this day. We have been given the authority to transmit them. Having made the proper preparation, we are passing them on to you. It is with great respect for all those prior masters that we begin this course. It is that prior work and willingness to transmit the teachings that makes this possible.
Nityam chaitasi bhavyate bhuvikadam Satvakya sancharini. She is here, looking for ways to draw you to the chamber of her love. Always young, always changing, she hides in this world in the voice of her lovers. Mam patu priyadasa pavakapatam sankataye Shridhara Datri
Scruffy beard. Funky clothes. You see this shirt?
Yeah.
You like this shirt?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The style of it?
It's beautiful.
This is the only style. This is the style that popular Fendi. I'm gonna make it a little bit lower and we'll read. You see meaning of spiritual affection and explores the relationship of lover and beloved. Heard Muzaffar Effendi answer a question by someone. What is a Sufi? He said a Sufi is one who knows this world and is not fooled by it, and knows the next world and does not fool anybody. Yes. And he said, so we always must finalize things. He said, so I shall ask you, have I not spoken the truth to you? Answer me, he said. Yes, we said. He said, have I not spoken the truth to you? And this time louder, we said, yes, Effendi. And he said a third time, have I not spoken the truth to you? And he said, and we said, yes, Effendi. He says, I've asked you this 3 times to bear witness that we have spoken the truth. And we ask your forgiveness if we have spoken any words that might have caused you some pain. However, we must speak the truth because when the day that we pass from this world, the angels will come to us and will ask us, did you speak the truth? And we will not be able to lie to them, and we will have to answer. And so, in that regards, we must speak the truth, and we hope that you have accepted our words in the best of spirit in which they were addressed. And the angels and the jinns and the cherubim and the archangels are all servants and all part of the army that's constantly with us and working. Every one of us has 2 angels over our shoulders that are guiding us. And we have 2 more angels over our shoulders, one to record the good deeds and one to record the misdeeds. If you think of a good deed that you would like to do, you get a mark. And if you do it, you get the mark a second time. However, if you think of a bad deed, it doesn't go anyplace. If you perform a bad deed, then that angel notes it, but it's not marked. You have to the next namaz to ask forgiveness. And if you ask forgiveness, they gotta wipe it clean. But if you haven't repented, you have 24 hours to repent. If you don't repent, then what is repentance? You say, Adam was to live to be 1,000 years old. Saw Abraham in dream and saw his death, and he volunteered, please give him 50 more years of life. So when the angel of death came to take Adam at 950 years, Adam said, I'm to live 1,000 years. Well, you're 50 years early. And he says, well, don't you remember that you gave 50 years to Abraham, who will come in the future? He said, yes. And so an ayat came down from that, that all contracts should be in writing.
Mm-hmm.
Not an ayat.
I'm for that.
All contracts in writing. So that it's, but not the writing that they talk about now when they make these contracts that you can't even understand.
Mm-hmm.
Clear, concise, open contracts,
Mm-hmm.
and you with the seals and everything, and then you shake hands and you look into each other's eyes, and you fulfill your end and they fulfill their end in honesty and forthrightness, and then that contract has a third partner there, which is Allah. And if you lie to each other and don't do properly, the shaitan is right there making mistakes.
On his own march, throughout check by check, but he had 1 billion people whose lives he had to transform. Many of them were victims of opium, drugs, prostitution, like we are. But what Mao Zedong did,
So, like that, he said, yes. Pure love. Just pure love.
I just, for sure, I just,
He's just the cutest man.
I only spent one day with him. But
Yeah.
we played hide and seek in that market, and we were in the crowd, and he would, of course, he couldn't outrun me because I was probably twice as tall as he was, but he would run as fast as he could and hide, and I didn't speak Turkish, it just became a game. We just had a ball, and then we went from one store to another. I guess Rizafra must have asked me if there was anything I wanted to do. It was like right at the end of my visit. And
Was it in the bazaar?
in the bazaar, and I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
I wanted to have a piece of green fabric.
Mm-hmm.
And
So he sent Raghi Baba with you.
yeah, and we went from one store to another and climbed up all these ladders. There were racks and racks and racks of fabric.
Mary Magdalene. I opened it and it ran away. He says, well, you bring the box back. Away. He says, well, you bring the box back. Here, take the box and bring it back to your sheikh. He brings it back. Here, take the box and bring it back to your sheikh. He brings it back.
Village of Monreale and the Duomo. Well, as I was looking up, I was astonished to see the Archangel Gabriel.
From that point, practice is used as a bellows to fan the flames of the realization until it permeates the entire physical mechanism on a cellular level and changes external being. One who completes this work will not leave a corpse behind at the time of death, but will completely transmute the flesh into energy, leaving only a rainbow display of light. Such high level of attainment is rare, yet we must aspire to the highest possibility. Although at first thought, these ideas may seem preposterous to the contemporary Westerner, when the laws of physics and chemistry are applied to our own human form, it is readily grasped.
mantra means mind lock, and it's a key, if you know how to use it, to unlocking doors inside your body-mind that can't be opened any other way. The crucial thing is how Westerners can learn to use shamanistic practices to maintain health and to be at peace with the environment. If we're going to continue inhabiting this planet, the shamanistic practices of the Burn are incredibly beneficial, and making those available to people is a great endeavor. I'd like to introduce you to Lama Tenzin, who is an ancient wisdom master of the Burn tradition, which predates the tradition of Tibetan Buddhism and is the indigenous wisdom tradition of Tibet, and has its history and the beginnings of its verbal or oral tradition 17,000 years ago. So this is Lama Tenzin.
So according to the Burn history, the Bempo religion has been introduced 17,000 years ago in Persia, and the founder, it's called Dumba Sherab, the Lord Sherab Mewo. And the Lord Sherab Mewo, we know a lot about him, and particularly his biography. We have about 15 volumes about his biography, where each volume contains about over 500 pages. That means in very, very detail what he did in his childhood and where he was grown up and what teaching he started to teach, even the age of his age, where it's believed in his 1 year of Sharamyo was the 100 year of human beings age. So he started to teach when he was 1 year old. That means he was 100 year old according to our dimension of the age.
After trekking for 9 months to get here with 27 pack mules and other people on feet in our entourage carrying our equipment.
Yeah, many Sherpas.
Many Sherpas.
And we will soon have a very warm yak butter tea.
Oh, yak butter tea. Very great.
Yeah.
We only lost 3 tents on the way up, and we're able to retrieve one of them after it fell over a cliff, but no one was injured. So
respect to the nature. Respect to the nature, in a sense, the external world, the world we live in, trees, the water, and the stones, the rocks, everything, all the external natural. I think where in the Burn, where they related with those nature, it's extremely helpful to look at them, how they related with their practice. And to see that, I think it will be very helpful in the modern world to see, understand those wisdoms and not to continuously damage and bring destructions into the world, on the earth. It's completely destroying. That this is what we live in. So it's looking into the ancient wisdom in the Burn, in particularly shamanic causal vehicles is known. I think it would be a great help to change a little bit idea about how one should respect the nature and the importance of it. As looking and learning from them. For example, in Tibet, people, when I was in Tibet, I spent a month in a nomadic area. I was born in India and I went back to Tibet. One day I was taking a picture of some deers. There was a lot of wild deers, and I put a tripod there, and because I was hiding myself to take picture of them. And the other side of the river, people called me up and said, don't do that. The reflection of the tripod, it's reflecting on the other part of the mountain, the hill. So the spirit in that hill will not happy about it, because they have never seen like still like reflecting like that. So it's not something. It belongs to this nature here. It's a beautiful flowers and everything that does not belongs here, and it won't be very good. So don't do that. And another day I was trying to put my blanket out in the sun, and my blanket was very, very colorful. And they said, please don't do that. It's too bright. It doesn't matches with this beauty of nature here, and the spirit will not like. So that the forms, and every form, if water and the mountain, they regard as a spirit, and the spirit not only as a spirit, but spirit, positive spirit. They worship them. They going in the celebration of the new year. First thing they would go to the water, the spring water, and they would do the offering there, and they would go to the mountain to do the put prayer flags and offering in the mountain. That's how they relate with the nature, and that way of their relating nature is there's no diseases like we produce in the modern world.
The most useful expression of sexual energy is to create an inner fire within oneself to transform one's own being. And basically this involves the process of understanding that from the moment you come through the birth canal and you're in your mother's womb, that you're completely receptive and you absorb impressions. And all those impressions are absorbed then, and you receive everything. And the people, the life around you, the people around you are not enlightened. Everything is either following the path of nature, or it's just confused. Then you come out of the womb and you're this little thing, and all the people around you are again bombarding you with their emotions, their hopes, their fears, their tensions, and you're completely receptive and you're absorbing all of that. You're also at the same time absorbing your culture and everybody's preferences and aversions and fears and phobias, etc., and hopes for you. Often people can remember that when they were young, usually around puberty, one side or another of puberty, they had a feeling of what the highest and greatest thing they could do in their life was. And then somewhere along the way, the pressure of family or culture or events causes them to have to compromise and become realistic. And they kind of fall into a pattern and fall under the domination of other people's wishes. And so usually emotionally and psychologically, the reason why people choose to have children is to create in somebody else what they had compromised in themselves. If a person thought about it logically, they would think that the most important thing for anybody to do before they have children or really invest their life in anything would be to master their own self, whatever that would mean.
Secret exercise takes place inside ourselves, in the very place where thought originates. You may now take off the red blindfold. This song is for you. We eat sweet wood apples and blackberries too.
I want fire. Oh, Yeti. Yeti. He's looking at you.
I'm a starcher. I bow to you.
Yo voy a traer tu agua.
Yeah. Sí.
That's what ayahuasca means, the uninhibited.
He has green leaves in there already.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the prayer start. You'll see a bunch of leaves in there later.
His experience was that he went down to the lake looking what was going on, and since nothing was going on, he turned around and went back. when he went back, 25 years had passed.
And he doesn't say anything happened in that 25
Nothing happened in here. No, he didn't pass 25 years.
So he
just went down to the lake and came up again.
And tell me about this snake skin.
Well, it's a baby anaconda.
A baby anaconda. How long is it?
About 5 meters.
5 meters. How long do they actually get, the adults?
Nobody knows.
Oh.
They know that they're getting a little more than 12 meters.
Uh-huh.
They say that they never stop growing, and since nobody knows how long, 13 meters, a couple of $1,000 if you can bring in proof. Even the scientists want to know how big it gets.
Oh. So, have there ever been any gigantic ones?
It's not dropping yet again. In a place called Nauta, that's where it starts to be called Amazon, which is going down into Brazil. And the Ucayali comes down from the, it's all the way down, Cusco area. Well, actually further away off, but let's say the Urubamba that floats by passing Machu Picchu.
Dolphins change into mermaids and dolphins change into
Dolphins
people?
change into gringos. And they change into perfect, mainly into men, and make love to the girls of the native tribes.
How can we go to the source of creation?
am you.
Now he wants to do the cat.
Okay, so this man, he's jabbing me in the back. I'm meditating, this creep with a turban on is jabbing me in the back saying, sit down, show some. Oh, that's the truth? You want to hear the truth? God is an amazing. You can get close up on this right here. See this right here? This is an 8-year-old girl having her clitoris cut off by a man. That's what you're seeing right here in Cosmopolitan.
Known Maitreya a long time, and in some ways I feel that I've known her forever. But certainly in this life, we know each other well. I've known her a long time. So I understand these things about her. I've also witnessed these events.
Where they don't have anything there except Qigong. Most of the patients there are paid. This is in China, and there are probably 4,000 people there in any one day. They're all practicing Qigong. So the people that go there, like the great majority of them, are people that have already been told by their doctor to go home and die. Or won't be accepted to hospital because their disease is so terminal, there's no point from that point of view. This has been going on for many, many decades, this particular hospital. And they have this amazing rate of just people coming there, like on their deathbed, and just teaching them what we were teaching you last night. Dun, do, ah, oh. In other words, just bringing deep energy into the body and clearing out bad energy. Same here in the lateral dimension. Kai. Kai. This is like bringing fresh energy in, eliminating bad energy. they get people practicing this. People who can hardly move, but they can usually do this for a while before they get tired of this. And then they'll get tired and rest up, and then they'll do more. And they learn how to work with the sound, and they learn how to work with the inner focus of moving energy and bringing fresh energy, and it's a visualization. And after a visualization, after a while, the visualization comes into a feeling. Because, you know, before there is vibration, there is direct sight. And then there's vibration, and then it all progresses into the phenomenal world. And so they teach people this in the most simple way. And they'll also teach people something like wall sitting, where you get against the wall, and you'll just go up and down. Maybe you'll just start like this, up and down. You don't touch the wall, you just use the wall to kind of keep you straight. And then maybe after a while you're going way down and way up, but maybe you've done this for a while, and then you're not on your deathbed anymore, and then you'll do the wall a little bit every day. And they don't call people patients, they call them practitioners.
Oh, huh.
And they have, most of the people that are not teachers there, to new practitioners, are people that are now fully functional or so much better. And some people do die, but they've never had a person die in pain.
दखल नहीं अकाल तख्त ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਝੂਠਾ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਐਵੇਂ ਖਾਮਖਾ ਲੜਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਨੀਵਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇਸ ਲਈ
ਹਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਦਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਹੈ ਅਕਾਲ
ਭਾਈ ਅਕਾਲ ਤਖਤ ਉੱਚਾ ਉੱਠਣ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਸਵਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਨਾ ਨੀਵਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇਸ ਲਈ
Well, it's very important to learn how to meditate because as people we need to learn to really fix ourselves. I mean, people are full of a lot of tension, a lot of problems, all kinds of anxieties exist inside people that are difficult for them to deal with. There's a lot of pressure in our world. And the pressure really forces people, in most cases, outside themselves, looking for answers in the world, trying to make their lives happen in the world, and to really relieve the pressure that exists within themselves by satisfying themselves with external things, not realizing that the pressure really is just another way of teaching us to go inside, because inside is the connection to the higher energy in the universe. And it's the connection to the higher energy of the universe which enables people to really begin to transform all their tensions into creative energy, into energy that works for them, and literally into energy that gives them life.
So we have to find something that's ultimately satisfying.
Let your thoughts flow freely, because we're at home.
Thank you. I need one by myself. Can you see it now? Do you want to check one off?
Every day I get you to get on the bus that takes me to you. I'm so nervous I just sit and smile.
Some wise people from the American culture, because I'm an American and I always stay true to that. I'm an American woman. There was an American Swami. He was actually the first American Swami, named Rudrananda. He was from Brooklyn, and he said that if you were any good at all, you got out of, he said, like the Himalayas lifetimes ago. He said if you were any good at all as a practitioner, you'd be right here. So that's kind of a different observation about the evolution of society. But it's whatever world culture is being born, it's going to happen here. It isn't going to happen in Europe because that's already flowered. It isn't going to happen in India. It isn't going to happen in China. It's going to happen here.
You mean here in America?
Here in America. Yep. And in fact, there have been some prophets, like Edgar Casey, who said that it would be taking place in the Rocky Mountain area. So we're in that.
My idea of what I
From 10, 6 months each day. As I drive my baby every day. you shout and no one seems to hear. And if the band you're in starts playing different tunes, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
That's why I like this Burning Man event, because people are gathering mostly in peace and kind of debauchery. It's kind of a debauchery American camp or something, debauching, but it's beautiful and strange and peaceful. So it's remarkable. A different image, and it's catalytic, and it's holy. It is a holy event, even though it's bizarre, but I feel that it's a holy event.
Seen for the first time here now, an American meditation master who was inspired and taught around the world, author of a dozen books, poet, musician, indeed master artist, Maitreya is revered as a living goddess in the Himalayas and is thought by many to be the most beautiful woman in the world. And she remains a vibrant American woman.
I traveled a long way to incredibly difficult circumstances to get these techniques and to learn how to use them. The idea is not to have some kind of practice that you do at home and then go about your ordinary life and forget about what you were doing. The idea is to practice all the time, ultimately practicing even in your sleep and in your dreams.